You know that one of my lights freaking died? I have like 4 LEDs in it that like don't work. I guess not the whole light, but you know what I mean. Why is this camera not turning on? What's up? What, us being the same character? Yeah, we're all the German guy. I don't think. Hey. XSplit doesn't like my camera. There we go. Okay, I think I'm ready to finally get going here. Well, me, Zot, and a couple other people had a game that we did pretty good in. So I may just close it off to be the 3 of us. If I could figure out how. Yeah, see, I don't want to invite another player. I just want to play with 3. But solo private, that's how I do it. Twitch doesn't even think I'm live. You may have just gotten here. I just now got the notification that I'm live as well. So. Yeah. What? Your status of if you're live? Oh. Well, sometimes it doesn't even do it that quickly. It does it longer than that. I've had times where I got the notification to visit my dashboard on my phone like halfway through my stream. It's like, great, thanks. Dude, Streamlabs has done like a 180 in my mind. Like, they used to be pretty good, and now they're just terrible. Oh, let me unmute you guys. Sorry.
Oh no, you were talking to yourself.
Sorry, I do that a lot anyway.
You know the drill.
Alright. Why can't I hear the game right now? That's probably because my Windows audio settings is going somewhere else. No, my ASO is not on. That's all.
Power node will be neutralized.
Alright, what do we got?
Oh, shit.
That's why I was just doing a closed game. No, no problem. Cool.
Dragon and Bones. Alright, that's good.
Dog.
Oh, I can hear you, Zon. You might want to... I think that's...
What?
Is that you or
Oh,
Defrag,
shit.
right?
Yeah, that's me. That's me. That's me.
Yeah.
That's me. That's me.
Now I have too many things on here.
Oh, yeah, I can hear that. Oh, pause by partially.
Yeah,
I didn't even know you could do that.
It's because we're in a private game.
There we go. How about now?
No, I don't hear it.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry. It was in my music setup.
No problem.
It's all good.
It didn't cause like a feedback loop. It's just some background noise.
Yeah, it's just piping the game audio through, so...
Yeah.
Only the game. The Discord goes through a different pipe, like the voice Discord, so the Discord has no chance of picking up unless I explicitly tell it to.
Undead threats clear. They are losing.
I got asked to look at another school's 3D printers.
Oh god, that was dumb. I should not have just started meleeing zombies.
I'm coming. And like, I kind of... They have maker bots, which I'm not fond of. And like, I kind of don't want to do it, but at the same time, like...
Wait, what?
Yeah, I got asked to look at another school's 3D printers.
Oh.
On your feet.
I was wondering, like, maker bots. What are maker bots?
Oh,
I thought,
yeah,
like,
3D
you were talking about Doom DLC or something.
No. And I like don't want to say no because I know that they probably need the help. But at the same time, how do I say like, oh yeah, I'll do it, $20 an hour or some shit? Like, I don't know what do I charge? You know what I mean? I have no idea. So I'm like,
You just say I charge a consulting fee of X dollars for cross-departmental and cross-campus
no,
support.
it's not even our campus.
That's what I'm saying. Cross
our-
campus.
No, it's not even our like. It's like a private school or something. It's not nothing to do.
Cross Krampus.
Shotgun wall boy here.
But that kind of sounds like I'm doing it through the where I work, which I'm not. I mean,
Well, then don't do it because you're not obligated to it.
no, I don't want to. But again, that they sure they could use the help. But
Oh, no obligado.
I don't know.
Gonna go do the dragon.
Yeah, we should head over there eventually.
Frag tagged and bagged.
Get ourselves a little.
Maximum armor.
Yeah, we can make our way south. We'll
There's loot just over here.
It got a big boober gun.
Big sniper. An M82.
put a price you want on it. Well, see, I've used those printers before. In fact, I've used those exact models that
Wow.
they have because they loaned them to us for a while, and I really don't like them, and that kind of makes me not want to work on them. But at the same time, I don't want to be like, oh yeah, it's $20 an hour, and if I can't get them to be fixed because of whatever reason, I don't want to be like, all right, that's $60 and you guys are still like in the hole, you know? Like, I don't know. I gotta.
They dropped the price of those Taz bots that are at my surplus by $100. I'm thinking about picking one up.
Dude, once you dial them in, they're pretty solid.
Well, here's my question: why are they $3,000 when you can get a Prusa that can do the exact same thing for like $700? That makes sense to me.
They're a little bit
Why are
older. They I don't know how to really explain.
They're
it.
American made, I guess. I don't really.
Yeah, they were recently bought out by somebody else and they moved offices, so I don't know if they're still going to be producing under the Taz name, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, everything that they have,
Picked off a few.
you can buy and make a Taz, like if you want to buy the parts and all that shit. Like it's not like it's a secret recipe or anything crazy. Good on Skype.
Right, but you can self-replicate the replicator basically.
Yeah.
If you get one, you can make another one.
Yeah, I mean they have online. They have STLs for all the plastic parts you can print. There are.
Do they sell the main boards?
I think they do. I think they used to. I don't know if they still do.
I would do that. Yeah, they're
could
selling
do
them
that.
for.
But then you got to buy square stock and you got to put it together, which is fine, cool to do. I'm not saying don't let that be a negative, but you know, it's not just like oh, you know, you buy the piece and it's done. You gotta source the correct motors and that go with the motor driver that have the right amount of steps, and you gotta do all the calibration and all that shit, which is doable and fun, but you know.
How did a dog get up on the second floor? That's ridiculous.
Yeah, sure. Let's go.
The bullfrog gun.
Oh, that's pretty
Oh,
good.
that's nice. That's Bison.
Bullfrog. Hey, man, where's the bullfrog?
How's my day? It was okay. Uneventful, I guess. Here's the dragon. Ripley.
Ripley's barking. Ripley, why are you barking? I took you on a walk today. It's your first walk since the winter. She's tired as hell, dude. She's doing great with it. She was showing off today and was walking in front of the sorority, and all the girls were like, "Oh my god!" And I'm like, "Yeah, she's got 3 legs." And then there was like like a sorority mom is. It's like an adult that hangs around for too long, basically, and it helps out. Anyway, she was out there helping clean up like the front of the property. She's really nice. And she said, "What's his name?" And I'm like, "Her name is Ripley." And she's like, "That's not a name for a girl." I'm like, "Go fuck yourself, lady."
Decent name for a girl.
That's a completely reasonable name for a girl.
Because literally a girl is very well known.
Who gives a shit? It's a dog. It's a dog.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm down. Oh my god.
Female dog named Charlie.
Doesn't matter what you call it. Call Barker if you want. It's a dog. As long as
It's
there's
a dog.
name that it likes.
God damn. I'm having a heck of a time.
Neat.
I think get some armor. That's what I need.
Yeah, some armor would be nice.
Go on, Dr. Nick. Game this up. Cat's name is Carter.
Fire rockets.
Ooh, golden chest. Let's see what we get. Jack fucking shit, dude.
Full power. Have you figured out what it does?
It restores your field upgrade to full.
Hey, Bailey.
Ah.
Can you give her chippies? Yeah, I eat their chippies. Very expensive chippies. $90 bag of dog food, goddamn.
Wow.
Jesus, why is it so expensive?
She needs to take a special kind of hydrolyzed protein dog food because if she eats normal dog food, it can create crystals in her urinary tract. It can cause UTIs, among other issues. It also helps her skin and coat.
Yay!
It's prescription dog food, basically. I know, well, not basically, it literally is. I have to get a prescription, but I have to get it through my vet.
Undead pest has been exterminated.
And I went to pick it up a bag last time. They're like, by the way, there's a shortage on this dog food. We don't exactly know why. I'm like, well, that's
Claiming this.
unfortunate. Why the fuck is there a shortage on dog food?
Why did the zombies show up as hot in the thermal scope?
I don't know, because of warm, I guess. I mean, rot isn't like rot, like warming or whatever.
Well, like the dogs are on fire.
I'm sure the dogs, but the regular zombies?
Maybe they're like hot zombies.
The dust coming off the ground also has heat, apparently.
Maybe they're like the scorched in Fallout 76.
There we
Maybe
go.
they're taking it. There you go. That's how it works.
I don't know. It's wacky. It's
Wacky
wacky zombie
zombies.
games.
So you're not really impacted by the amount of time you fuck around per round, right?
Not that I know of.
Not in this version, as far as I know.
Breakout's pretty good. I've been enjoying it. I think more than regular zombies, to be honest.
When it works.
Yeah, matchmaking's a real pain in the ass, and I don't think the free weekend's helping with that.
I guess people just
Free
keep
week.
eating.
Right?
What's up?
Free week,
Oh,
right?
yeah, free week, whatever. What did I say?
Yes, free
weekend.
weekend.
Oh, yeah, free week.
I mean, I've been enjoying the free week for just like multiplayer.
Hey, thank you, Fist. How you been, man?
But yeah, I've just
Weird.
playing the regular multiplayer and just grinding out levels. And I'm glad it's just a free week, because if it wasn't like limited, I would have probably just gotten addicted to this game.
Yeah, I've been trying to play, but it's really hard to find a group of people who like don't bail. Like I don't know, we'll get up to like world difficulty like 4 or 5. We'll be cranking along, and someone will go down, and like you'll be on your way to pick them up, and they'll just like leave.
Yeah.
Force
Well, I
DC.
mean, like multiplayer, I barely play zombies outside of this.
And when people leave, the best case scenario is that you're down a player. The worst case is that everyone disconnects and you lose all your progress, and it's just a real pain in the ass.
Ooh, tomahawk.
On me. Oh. Where's the bone pile at?
Working, yeah, I feel that. That's way to the left of everything, north of everything.
Just love the sheer amount of fuck you the cars have in this.
2 for 1. Gotta watch the car's health.
They're barely getting touched by it.
Yeah, the snowmobiles are a lot more susceptible.
Yeah. Do we attack the holdout or whatever?
Yeah, we could do that, or we can do the perk one first. Maybe it's better to do the perk one first.
Probably
That
perks,
crystal
probably
is
better.
accelerating the Ethereum infestation of this region.
Oh,
Blow it
well, my
back to
car's
hell.
disabled.
Yeah, it's just worse with this update, Sneak. For whatever reason.
Well, like the server like drops. We've noticed.
Yeah. I
Back
mean,
to
the
the-
multiplayer is the same as always. Plenty of slurs going around, and Russians. It's quite hilarious sometimes. Just the open mic feature in Call of Duty is sometimes mostly hilarious because people just end up screaming or whatever.
Find the ones who did it. I want them all dead.
Oh, is that holdout just started?
No, that's the other thing. The thing we just
That's the
activated.
perk.
Right next to us. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Hey, Megaton. Now it's immune.
Oh, it's gonna split.
5 down.
Yep. I'm being bitten by the back.
Armor there for someone.
I'll take it.
Okay.
Random perk.
One of the worst ones to get right now, but
I'm
okay.
trying to think. Fuck, I'll take it.
Sure.
What? Fucking zombie just threw his guts at me.
Oh, we all got the same
Zombie
perk.
eliminated.
It's kill.
No.
Yeah.
No,
Well, it's an
you-
instant kill. In a
We
way.
usually get different perks.
Yeah, I got the tombstone looking one. I don't know the
Yeah, we all
perks.
got Tombstone.
We all got two. Interesting. Normally it's. Oh, you know what? Maybe because we don't have any. They gave us all the same one. You have their cows? No, it's not an alien game. You must play solo now that you're grinding gold sniper camo. Yeah. I like playing multiplayer better. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
From Boone. From Boone. Yeah, where are my lookout points in here?
I think there's this window somewhere.
There's one window upstairs, and there's a bunch down here.
I guess I'll just hold the one upstairs. Oh. Oh, it's in this room. Cool. Oh, there's multiple windows.
Was that a monkey? Yeah.
Monkey fight lizard.
Another one over there.
Oh boy, they are really breaking down walls real fast.
Yeah, that was quick. I didn't realize all these soldiers had telekinesis to fix.
Yeah, well, they had telekinesis Black Ops 1, so don't question it.
Oh, the dogs can break the windows. That's what.
Dogs
I
break
see.
instantly, yeah. Which I think is kind of dumb, but
doggos have hammers in their teeth. Double points. I've got a lot of ammo.
Is there there's not specialty reloads in this game, is there?
Especially ammo, but not reloads.
Oh fuck. What's the Tombstone Shadow?
Not like the
that
not like
lets you
the
revive yourself if you want to try it out. Go ahead.
I guess I'm gonna lose a perk anyways.
Yeah, you'll lose it whether you use it or not. So you have to go upstairs and revive yourself. But
Oh,
you
yeah.
can die in this, so watch out.
It's 12 o'clock.
Yep. Getting every shot. Oh, that's like actual death. Oops.
It's 12 o'clock.
Hey, thank you
that's like
guys. Oh, thank you,
really-
Fist. Appreciate it, man. Nah, we got a lot in here.
I'm working on it.
I know. Just letting you know.
I'm working on something.
Thank you, Fist. I appreciate it, man. Sorry, I'm half distracted right now.
Gotta be thanked you. You did it twice now.
Oh baby, I'm about to down.
Oh no. Well, this is a bad run.
Did I use the thingy?
I got you.
Oh.
I hope I respawn after this.
Yeah, you will. I think respawn's like a minute.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
Shit.
Oh, I lost my guns.
Back myself into the flame. Yeah, it's gonna happen.
At least it's better than starting with the pistol again.
Should give you your base loadout, no?
Yeah, I have the AK. With quick take mags and a scope.
Alright, 5 more seconds, alright.
Something. Bullets.
Would it be distracted or being focused? I'm distracted from chat by focusing on the game.
That is a point of perspective there, one good
Depends
toad.
what's more important to you, yeah.
BLT touch or ABL?
Power node destroyed, Carter.
BL
The breach is
BLT ouch?
solid copy.
No, I don't.
Mission levels
Fist.
falling.
I actually
For the moment.
haven't heard of them.
Car is just constantly honking his horn right now.
Oh yeah, I hear that.
Oh, I
think
turn
it's-
that off.
I should say honk at the bottom. No?
Shouldn't
No.
say like H.
H.
I got it just have Semtex.
Nope, nope. It won't do
Oh,
nothing.
stopped for me.
It stopped for me as well.
No, it's still honking for me. Oh, where we go?
I guess you just have really bad snipes as a character.
Automatic
Localized.
dead level. Oh no, I've never used any of that.
Where we go?
Up on top. The bridge.
Oh, okay.
No, I've never used any of the automatic bed leveling. The only time I've ever used it is it's built into the Ultimaker machine, so I've used it in those.
If
But
you've been in this area, there could be some loot boxes and stuff. Or do we enter the... Hold on, there's a loot box up here. Before we enable it.
yeah, I mean it should still be there after you enable it. It just
Yeah, but
opens
it's
it
a
up.
bit-
It doesn't send us anywhere. Can I play any games after this? Maybe. I don't know. It depends on how late it gets. I'm not sure.
Oh, that's the beacon, that's the arsenal.
I hear
We'll see if we
dog.
can get, you know, buy any weapons before we end up...
Yeah, definitely search around, pick yourself some weapons, or even we can continue to keep looking a little bit.
Yeah. How long do weapons last again?
If they're in the world, only a minute or two. But
Ah,
you can always kill, and there's certainly going to be more boxes to open.
damn dogs keep like sneaking up with me.
But yeah, I know there's all sorts of like, not aftermarket, but like add-on bed leveling solutions you can use, and I've never used any of them myself.
If you have a CNC, you don't have to worry about that. Just use a CNC.
Oh no!
So-
I mean, what are you gonna
I
CNC
believe
your
in-
glass table for the fucking?
No, you just get a wasteboard and CNC
You
that.
can't print on a wasteboard.
I mean, not with that attitude. I'm just saying, I believe in subtractive manufacturing versus additive.
What hit me from?
Even though CNC is vastly more dangerous, more complicated, and more expensive.
I'm just gonna gamble on the random box, I guess.
Am I gonna do a 360 no scope? No.
Are you have any trick shots compilations?
Yeah, they're all on my YouTube.
Oh yeah.
I have a bunch of like clips from when I played multiplayer and I got like a few streaks.
Truth be told, I do in fact have like a bunch of like trick kill compilations for Halo 2 on the original. There's a burple gun.
To buy or on the floor?
Oh, it's on the wall. It's a wall gun. Epic DMR.
Oh, epic, bro.
Eben DMR. I would imagine that's not that great for zombies. Oh,
A DMR? Isn't that
Yeah.
like the M16 or whatever? Is it like
Looks
a
like
tactical, like semi-automatic rifle?
it kind of looks like a M1 SOCOM. What it looks like.
I think that's pretty good. Oh, damn. I found a M79. Like a grenade launcher.
None of the guns names in these are real guns, right?
Some of them are like explosive, but they're not like official name.
Yeah.
They're sort of like Beretta and
Yeah.
stuff.
Right, they wouldn't use branding, but like XM4, but this definitely looks like an M4. Oh, M4, XM4. Okay, so the name is there. Okay, yeah, okay. All right.
Yeah.
You get fictitious names when you pack them, obviously.
Yeah, like although that bison you got is like called Bullfrog. It doesn't look like a bison.
There's a Epic 11,
Take it, handgun.
1911.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. Can I
Requisitioning
You want
use you in
weapon.
time? Where are you?
Over here.
Well, it's probably better than my AK-47.
This will do for the time being.
AK's
Open
actually
the
pretty baller in
toilets.
this game.
This watch may hold my ground.
Yeah, I like the AK.
Out there. Cool.
Take that handgun.
How would you describe this mode? It's like Risk of Rain with Call of Duty.
Yeah. That
Yeah,
sounds around okay.
that's a way to describe it. I feel like Risk of Rain is a bit more item-based than this.
Yeah, it has
Well,
just
without the risk, without the time
without the risk.
sink in it. Yeah, well, yeah, without the risk.
It's it's kind of a I want to say a wave kind of thing, but you
But this
do
version
your
is a wave
task and then you can clear the area, or you can go to the next area, or
If I just hang around, have fun.
I don't know,
As far as I know, they don't increase in damage over time.
it kind of behooves you to clear out the area.
Yeah. Which is nice. Something you can, do at your own pace. Instead of being rushed so long.
Wave-based, objective-based zombie killing mode.
Yeah, but it's not like
Five targets
the waves
vanquished.
don't start for nothing. You actually have to do something to go to the next area and
Yeah.
start the wave.
What does a trial computer do?
That gives us a trial to do.
Challenges.
If we do well in it, we get rewards. That's what Newt thought was bugging his game last time. I don't think it... Personally, I don't think it was, but who knows.
Games can be weird like that.
I guess you would have...
That'd be one of the things, though, with this game mode, to put a different challenge on it would be having it be time-based, where you have to be kind of choosy on where you go and everything.
Yeah.
Obviously, it would definitely change the flow of the gameplay, but...
Yeah,
it would
but
make
I kind
people
of like it like
rush
this.
Yeah, oh, I agree. I like there's a level of calmness and nuance to it.
I
Quad
like not
Daisy.
getting rushed. I can actually like absorb the map a bit, figure out where everything is, search every corner easily.
Let's see, I see one zombie left to the west. No, it's more than one. It's like 3.
Do I get a grenade launcher? No, I'm gonna go for the Howler.
Yeah, it escalates every time you travel to a new area, not via time, is what it ends up being at the end of the day.
Epicus? No, legendary is the highest tier.
Yeah, it's like orange
Orange.
or gold.
Yeah. I have like
Orange.
2 epic guns now. I have a shotgun and the M1911.
All right. Look at the radar. I really don't see that many left. A few more up here.
I don't know if I should go for a gamble with loot box or if I should just keep with this shotgun and pistol.
That's up to you, man.
They're both purple.
Yeah, I know. That's the risk if I top it down. I just lose 900 points, or do I save it up for the pack-a-punch?
They're losing.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go and pack-a-punch this.
Head to the beacon.
There we go. That's an Orion 777.
I like how I can trade my 1 C4 for 3 C4.
Good.
I think there's purple in there. Why is there purple in there? Oh, that's the thing. Oh. That's how much I need to get some custom ammo. Oh no, wait, it's 2000. I'm done. I'm still lacking ammo. I mean, our armor, sadly.
Well, it seems like the drop rate on armor is pretty high. Oh, here, you know what? More by me.
Also, I
Armor,
mean,
go get it.
I just discovered like that.
I don't know if you'll be able to get here by the time it disappears, though.
Yeah, it's quite a far distance away. At the same time, in an area we haven't been to yet. So I could take the gamble and run over there, or not take the gamble and just stay here.
Oh, you let me know, because I'll take it if you don't want it, but... It looks like
Don't you already have ammo? Armor?
I do, but I could refill my armor.
Uh-huh. I'm halfway across the map. I need
Found
to
some
run.
armor.
Oh, it's not running over. Oh, I thought that was you. Yeah, I think by the time you get over here, it's gonna be away.
Okay, then I'll just go and check out the area I found.
They didn't have any HP or Tektronix oscilloscopes at Surplus, but they had this company called Temco. I don't know if you ever heard of them.
No.
I'd pick one up if they're still there next week. Cool is if they have if no one buys anything that week of surplus, they'll mark it down, and then they'll put an orange tag on it, and then you can actually haggle the price.
Oh, that's pretty sick.
Yeah.
Haggling is something that doesn't happen a lot.
Haggling does not exist
Zombie
in
eliminated.
the United States at all, almost, unless you're at like a
even in Europe,
flea
it's
market.
quite rare.
But yeah, they let you haggle it down. There's a percentage they'll let you do it. And they can say like, well, you can either take that price we're giving you, or you can wait until next week if it goes down even more.
I wish we had
The
a surplus shop here and be putting all my money back into work.
Well, the BS part is, like, let's say I send a computer to surplus, we don't get that money if it sells, unless the item that sells is like $600 or more, which is so rare. Like that's like a piece of lab equipment, basically.
And what is this surplus thing? Is it just like extra
So
stuff that you just sell?
in a public funded setting, things that are bought with state or federal funds, they can't just be like sold for profit, because that's
Marking
like
crafting table.
that's kind of fucked with tax incentives and stuff.
Take it.
Yeah.
It's not a weapon.
And so they'd be basically making profit off of tax income. So they have to send it to what's called surplus, and it's basically where they sell it, and they sell it at a much marked down price, like super marked down price, and it's sold to the public. And then departments can choose to buy that as well. So like, I wanted to get a surplus thing for my department, I can choose to buy that stuff. But then it's basically like they're making their own money, because it's going to surplus before us. And if it was going to get sold at surplus anyway, why couldn't we just have first dibs on it and not have to buy it? Yeah. So it's kind of like,
Yeah. But it's like basically a thrift store for
yes,
government
for
equipment.
and other corporations have that too. So back when I was growing up, my dad worked for a company named Rockwell. There used to be a much larger company than they are. They're kind of torn apart now. And they had their own surplus place, and they would sell like full-fledged server racks, like a bunch of different like lab testing equipment, radiograph stuff, all this cool shit. I love going in there.
You still finding
Where we
stuff
go?
defragged? You ready to go?
I think I've pretty much found everything at this point. I'm never gonna find armor.
Amazon says my lights were delivered.
Where were they?
I don't know. I haven't gone outside to look. I just got the email.
They do like deliver it in a safe location, right?
Sometimes.
I know it's like a thing in America where they just dump it on the front door, basically.
They can do
Yeah.
that, yeah.
Which
Depends on your area if porch fires are bad, yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's something I don't understand as a European, because in Europe, a lot of the time, if a package can't be delivered, they either just take it back for a while, or they just give it to a neighbor and tell them to give it to when they come back.
I had that happen one time where a package was delivered, and one of my neighbors just took my package off of it. And she sent me a text like, I took your package and I have it in safekeeping, which was nice of her, but it's like, I didn't tell you to do that.
Fucking touch my package.
Irony is it had one of my security cameras in it, so it's okay.
We're on it, Carver. Uplink terminal should be
Oh damn!
just
This
ahead.
is ooh.
Just a soldat out of nowhere.
I thought it was just like a simple
Here, you take
pulse
that.
guy.
Yeah, they don't really do that here. Only if it's signature required will they not leave it. Even sometimes I've seen them stick it in like, you know, in like we used to have a milk cooler on
Box.
our porch. Yeah, milk box basically. And they'd be like put in milk box and like sign for it and be like, dude, really? You're signing for something that I'm supposed to sign for? But typically they don't do that.
We have a nicety where we have a mudroom in the back of our house, and we just have them drop it off on the interior of that, just through the windscreen door.
That's pretty sick.
That way, Yeah. Depends on. I have to tell the people who's delivering. They have to know about it. I don't put a sign out there because that kind of defeats the purpose.
Yeah.
Depending on what it is, they might drop it on the back porch here, just because I think they know my landlord. You know, like I said, my landlord's in a wheelchair, so I think they know that
Oh, I'm digging this.
they put bigger packages in the back porch sometimes. What'd you get?
Gallo, epic Gallo.
Nice.
Yellow what?
Shotgun.
Shotgun.
God.
Big power gun.
Big shoot. Big
Can you
shoot.
show it for a second? Oh, it's a Spacia. It's a Spacia 12.
Yes. I do a gun range one time. I saw someone shooting a Spas 12, and those things look cool.
Yeah.
I did also go to a shooting range one time, and someone actually had a legitimate MP5, which I don't know how the fuck you got hold of one of those.
I mean, are there like civilian versions where it's like?
No. It was automatic. There are ways
like
you can get a hold of automatic ones. Yeah.
Yeah, if it like was 3-ban or whatever, I think you can do that.
Yeah. Also, you can get a hold of automatic weapons if you have a weapons dealer permit,
Yeah.
and that is the goal of many a gun nut here in the States. It's like they don't even want to. They don't even want to own a gun shop. They just want to have the ability to get an automatic weapon.
Yeah.
But a non-modified, non-adulterated MP5. I mean, those go for like $25,000.
Yeah, I can hear it very expensive. Some dragon relic here.
Yeah, like that in a second.
I know in Europe you can go to like some shooting ranges. I've looked it up, but I really want to wait like post-COVID to see if I can like maybe go to a shooting range for a day. You know, maybe shoot a gun in real life.
So I have my concealed carry permit. So I usually get that re-upped every once in a while. Technically, Iowa's about to make it so you don't need to get a permit to carry. So I don't know what that's going to happen, but. Medium loot chest, but I used to own a 1911, and I didn't really care for it because it's a really heavy handgun for only an 8-round setup.
7 round, 7 plus 1.
8,
right?
7 plus 1, and the really heavy frame. So I traded that in, and I got myself an FNX, which is still a 45, but it is a It is 15 round stack 45, which is it's really heavy gun when it's fully loaded. Oh my god!
I mean,
but
it's like the 1911. It comes from 1911. It's one of the earliest semi-auto pistols.
Yeah, I mean,
of course, got to be like badly optimized.
You know, well, the Springfield I had was really good, and it had some niceties, and actually had a flashlight under rail attachment, which is neat. I never had a flashlight for it. The gun I have now is nice. I keep it locked up, and I haven't taken a look and clean it in a while, so not that I ever really fire.
Wouldn't want Ripley to get a hold of it, yeah.
Well, I'm not the type of person that goes like.
Joking.
I know
you're safe.
I don't like carrying a gun around for the most part.
Wait,
if I do, it's
Dragon?
Yeah, loot packet over there.
Let's do Dragon. Right. I used to have a sporterized 1917 Eddystone Armory. Forget the yeah. Here they come.
Oh, let him get in the circle first. Kill him outside the circle.
Oh boy.
Won't help.
Ow! Oh, luckily I don't have any perks.
Why is reviving not working for me? Come on.
It's a real pain in the ass to get the Q right sometimes. It's very finicky. It starts before the symbol comes up, So you think you're not doing it, and then when you let go, the symbol pops up and then drains, and it's really
Yeah.
finicky. I hate it.
Yeah. It has some bad UI design.
I don't know if
because
that's netcode or what, but
when you like open a what's it called?
Gold chest?
Or whatever. Also has like a weird delay on it. Ooh.
Okay, I've got this.
I will take this for sure.
you want the better ones out?
I can do much damage with
I
this.
will not say no.
Oh, it's pretty. M249 shower. M249 shower. What my brother carried around in the Marine Corps. And they literally call you a saw operator. It's funny, they have someone that carries around the actual gun, and they have someone else that carries around the ammo
Belts.
for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they have a 2-person team do setup and then lead
Look at
and
this
feed.
tree stump.
Yeah, you need to like guide that stuff in as well. Ooh, that's so
Yeah.
nice.
Oh, what? That is that. It's where you take a shit.
Yeah, you need to like guide those bullets in because otherwise the gun jams.
The gun jams, or like it could get a twist in it that'll cause like a feed jam, not specifically the gun jamming, but yeah.
Yeah, it just stops shooting and that's bad.
No, must shoot, must have Overwatch.
Undead neutralized.
Insta bin.
I was doing shit to him. That's why I stay with
It's my like,
shotgun.
kill me.
Oh, no, I'm not even here. I almost got shot there. Luckily, there's no friendly fire.
Fucking, like I was railing on him with that gun, and I just walk over the shotgun. He's done in 2 shots.
Yeah, I gotta love that.
I'm not quite sure what the essence in this does.
It's your money.
That's money?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So every time you pick it up, you're getting a little bit more of the money, or the whatever. Yeah, I guess the essence is what it's actually called, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, it's your points basically.
Okay. So that, so when you kill zombies, it counts as essence, right?
Correct.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Deborah
I
expired.
okay. I understand.
It counts as scored in the tab menu, so you know, for extra confusion.
Be ready, strike team. Requiem satellite will bring an Apex threat into our reality. When it comes through, kill it. The Horde takes orders from Apex HVTs like this.
Got a big guy spawned in.
That's not good. That's very not good. Because sometimes you just can't pass through doors for some reason. Why is like 2 toilets in the same bathroom? Oh wait, this is like a hotel or whatever. Like a,
Sometimes,
Yeah, you have the toilets that face each other, you know?
This
so
guy
with
was
no walls
like-
in between them.
half dead already.
Yeah. It was a nuke that did it, probably.
Ah, yeah, that's right.
I'm just collecting loot. Which I probably shouldn't be doing, I should probably be shooting stuff instead of collecting it.
I will say, there was one time I did go shooting, and it really turned me off from going to shooting ranges for a while, because I took out one of my rifles that I got. It didn't have any setup. I was bringing it out, and someone failed to mention to me that they chambered a round. And I set the gun down, It's an older rifle, and the pin decided to just go off, and it fired. It was downrange. It was fine and safe.
Yeah.
But after that, I'm like,
Yeah, it's
and
still
I asked,
discharge.
yeah, still negative and discharge, still on me, of course.
Yeah, because it's all you should always assume is loaded.
Right. Yep. And so something happened. And again, I treat every weapon is loaded either way, so I'm safe because of that. But I had to figure out who the fuck was fucking with my gun.
Yeah,
was one
it's
of my-
really bad, leave a gun loaded because you took it out of storage loaded, basically.
Yeah, it came out of the bag loaded. That's what was the problem with me. And so what someone was doing is they wanted to test the load action on it and keep, because it's a bolt action. Like, really cool, dude. Really fucking cool.
Yeah,
So
the probably tests were like flying out the bolt if it got the magazine on load, but just loaded it out.
yeah,
Well,
that's what
luckily
you
you haven't
have.
had the range, at home. Or whatever,
Yeah.
where you just have
Well,
big
the
enough
problem
pressure
is
to hold the wall.
It's a legacy rifle was the problem, and I was also younger when this. I'm much more mature now, but I don't keep your weapons in areas around other stupid ass sailors, I suppose. But yeah, I was really turned off from going to the shooting range after that. I was like,
I would definitely be shocked from it as well.
I felt ill after that, and I went home. I cleaned it up, and why do you need a flashlight in the middle of the day?
Sometimes you go in dark areas.
Oh, I didn't realize there was a big boy right next to me. By the way, there's a big boy right next to me.
There's a big boy in here as well.
There's a zombie Mega Man right here.
You got
Killed
him.
him. Yeah, I got him. Maximum armor. That's what they should do. The next crisis should be just a battle royale.
No. I mean, are they even gonna make a new Crisis?
I don't think so. Does Cry Team exist anymore?
I mean, they
It's
made a
current-
remake, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. Did they say they're gonna make it for the Switch, or they released it for the
I think
Switch?
they're gonna blackboard the
Oh,
Switch
yeah.
or something.
Let's take one of the more intensive games and put it on the least powerful hardware that's known to man at this time.
Yeah.
No, they
Totally
gotta get
would like
the
to see
Switch
all of
Pro
it.
is a real thing.
Great. I can't wait for it to compare to my calculator.
Like,
It is kind of crazy that there are some phones that are more powerful than the Switch. So
yeah.
Undead threat clear.
At the same time, those phones don't have Nintendo games, so
Well,
that's true.
Not legally.
Well, yeah. Well, you have the Animal Crossing costume party for the mobiles.
yeah, the one that's just filled with microtransactions. I'll be honest, since I've been traveling on public transport more, I've been wanting to get something on my phone to play, and it's none of this is good. It's all just trash. Or stuff where you need to be online to make it run.
One of my, I got a lot of Picross games on my phone, because I like those. And there's a game called Hold Down.
Let's head north from here to the gold chest.
What's the other one? Look. I have a decent amount of mobile games that I really enjoy.
The problem is, if you want a good mobile game, you're gonna have to pay up front most of the time.
Right, but that's the rule for most good video games.
RuneScape is on the phone.
I tried playing Words with Friends with Bailey, because me and Bailey used to play that when we were dating. And this is back at early 2010, 2009. That was on Facebook, and it was the Zynga app or whatever. It's still made by Zynga.
People use that a lot, yeah.
But now it is a shell of its former self. It is so sad. It's
Yeah.
ads. They got like you have to like watch an ad between moves. Like, come on.
I recently, or like a while ago, just like a year ago, I installed like Jetpack Joyride again. And it was like so filled with so much like
Classic.
stuff, and just stuff was cut from it.
That being said, me and Bailey picked up the actual board game of Scrabble, and we're trying to think of how we would stream us playing Scrabble without us seeing each other's letters. And I think I figured it out how I'd do it. We'd have to have each. Well, we'd each have our phones as one camera,
Placing sentry turret.
and we'd have those hooked up over NDI on the network, and then I would merge them together in the stream, which I can't see. So that way I can't cheat. Even though chat will just cheat for us.
Yeah.
But I have no problem with that. I have no problem with chat doing that. Because then it's like, it's, you know, that's just the chat. And honestly,
Shit over here
Assault rifle marked.
knowing the other person's letters
doesn't help you too much.
isn't that much, isn't that much of a benefit. Artillery.
Yeah.
I'd rather have that.
What's the Epic XM4, which I might
Laying
swap.
claim to this one.
Where are you?
I
Right all the way up
picked
there.
it up. Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
You only happen to.
Wait, it's not. We can keep going north. There's the bones.
The bones.
All the way north, though.
No, I really like to do Scrabble board game nights on the stream. And also, I could have like, I wonder if there would be a way to like do board games and having someone else be your player by proxy.
I mean, there's like, you know, the tabletop sim where you have like board games.
Yeah, does Tabletop Sim have a Scrabble?
Probably, you know, there's virtual support, so it's probably every board game that ever exists.
There's a Scrabble. It's obviously not called Scrabble, but
No,
It's
it's probably gonna
called
be like Scribble
Scrapple.
or whatever.
it's called Scribble.
Scribble.
Scrumble.
Strumbly.
Dictionary argue game.
So I'm trying to decide. So now that me and Bailey are both COVID vaccinated, trying to decide what area, what country zone we're going to travel to first. And
New York.
oh, we're doing our Northeast trip in August, actually. So I didn't tell you that. So we will be going up through there. We're going to go to Montreal, then drive down through Vermont and hit up New York and stuff.
Wow. Kieran's not gonna meet IRL again.
For the first time, for the second time.
The second time for the last time.
Wow, for the last time. I guess Gear doesn't want to be your friend anymore.
Yeah, I gotta go. Well, I want to hit up New Haven, Connecticut. I know that for reasons that should be obvious to people that know anything about Bizza.
The scenery.
It's for the pizza.
That's something I've heard, that America is like, or at least New York is really good pizza.
See,
So
that's what I
New
heard
Haven,
from
Connecticut
JD,
is widely considered the best pizza in the United States.
Yeah,
So-
it's a bit far to go from Europe to the United States for just pizza.
There are people that go all the way to Italy just to have their pizza, and then they're
and then
thoroughly
talk about that
disappointed when
shit.
they realize it's not like
not American pizza.
not American pizza. Why is there so much vegetables on this?
We should go. See,
Picking up enemy contacts near you.
I feel
Up and
bad, but
down.
like, there's a sushi place near my parents that would be really cool to go to. But I know Bailey doesn't really like fish. They do make
Yeah.
like kitchen stuff. Like you can get chicken teriyaki and shit. But
Oh, she's all down with that. So
it's,
I would-
yeah,
it's one of the belt places.
After doing play so
order
much
off the belt.
Yakuza, I would definitely like.
oh
to try
hell
some
yeah! I've always wanted to go to one of
Japanese
those.
Right? It's great. I love it. I go there as often as I can. That's what I'm saying. If you come this way, we should fucking try and get over there. But
Do those still activate during COVID?
They're still going, yeah.
Okay.
Pikachu said that there's a bunch of Scrabble on Tabletop Sim.
Undead
Hell yeah.
neutralized.
Probably gonna be like different rule sets as well or something.
Well, like the points, and I wonder how it verifies, like its dictionary, or
might
how
not.
it does that.
Might not. Maybe just be like player verified. You can get the argument of whether
Chat
Scrabble is
verified.
true or not.
Chat verified. We'll have chat vote on whether it's a word or not.
Unstoppable.
And then you just get no words ever voted yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, like obvious words.
I'm getting fucked over here.
Yeah. Where are you at? Oh, you're down. You're down forward. Max Blamo. You can have chat vote on what sushi you eat. That'd be cool too, actually.
You could do that.
Except I'm not the type of person to stream in a restaurant. I think it's rude.
Yeah, it might be a bit tough, but I mean, I think I've eaten the worst thing that they have, which is like baby octopus. So I think I'm all right. I don't know if I could really get much worse than that.
But do not, Zelf dies live on stream eating pufferfish.
Good hunting. Requiem.
The fugu fish or whatever.
Sentry turret.
Yeah,
No, they don't have that.
If you don't get it good, you just
It's a liability for the company to you have that. So I would actually rather have that than this bow.
Have what?
The turret.
Yeah, keep the turret,
Cruise missile ready for launch.
napalm. There's all sorts of stuff.
Those right there.
Strike awaiting orders.
I don't need a bow.
Yeah, we're getting to the point where we get to choose what we have, not make buy with what we have.
Yay! Except my second gun is still the M1911.
Well, there's a gun. There's a couple. There's a gun right
AR
here.
here.
But it's
So
not
there's
a
a-
tier 4.
There's actually a bowling alley in my work, and I've always wanted to stream from there because it's usually like no one's ever in there. So I've always wanted to do like a private bowling alley stream.
Gonna bowl the perfect game.
Well, they recently updated the pin setters in it, and they're string-based pin setters.
Oh yeah.
Not so they're not. You can't technically use it for professional play. You can still like train and learn how to play, how to bowl on there, but there's certain like hits you can't technically. Well, you can do, but they're really hard to do. Like a 7-10 split. I mean, if you can do a seven.
I got like
if you could do a
scammed
seven-
by one of those.
Oh, I'm bailing on that one.
Yeah, that doesn't like it. These cars now can have a lot, but not that. Yeah, I got like scammed by one of those things where the pin just fell over, but it didn't count because the string pulled it back up.
Yep.
Neutralized flash.
Self-revive.
Yeah, if you don't have it, pick it up.
All right.
When you go down, it'll give you the option to self-revive.
Ah, that's different than the perk itself. I
Correct.
see. Yeah.
Oh, this car's damaged.
So we haven't started. Have we started the bones?
We did the bones.
We already did the bones. Oh Jesus!
We just have the main
Why so
objective.
fast? That's the eliminate. Yeah. Okay.
Basically, just
Where's our
bone
puncher?
squared. Where's what?
Our packet puncher.
It is in the main building. Probably gonna be things in there. But yeah, dude, that's one of my favorite places to go eat. So if we're this way, it's
I
about
would definitely like to try like Japanese food at some point, or Japanese cuisine. But
I wanna
it's
tr-
really rare to like see that stuff in the Netherlands.
Strange, because Netherlands has a lot of fish, right?
I just rarely see like Japanese like restaurants. I've seen a lot of Chinese ones, but not Japanese specifically.
I see.
Or it's just sushi specifically. Sushi isn't something I'm that interested in. I'm just interested in the
right
other
here.
cuisine that they have.
Park a panch. Food I haven't tried myself. I haven't had a lot of French cuisine. I want to try it because I know it's really good.
I've had
A lot of
escargot
boeuf.
before. It's about the extent.
Oh, I'm more about like French pastries and
Not here.
Croissants.
awful. Yeah,
It's the only thing that I
croissant.
know that's like actually French that I've had.
Croissant. Marked it, and I didn't. Oh, there it is.
Baguette.
Third floor. You got it.
Yeah, actually, I want to make baguettes. I learned the method on how to do it without having like the special trays for it. So I might try to do baguette, make it on stream, and then get them turn my own French beurre.
It's not so French.
I was actually learning French for a little bit on Duolingo, and I was enjoying it, but not a huge fan of how they do. Like the more complicated stuff. I don't know. I got a little lost.
I got taught French in school, and it was like I hated the teacher, so I couldn't learn any of it. And
Oh,
now
that's unfortunate.
Now I just don't like French. My favorite is still that my English is like self-taught, basically from just media and watching internet.
Yeah. So I wonder if how that's done, like, and to what level of study you can do media-based language learning as an English speaker.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for me, it was just because a lot of the words like cross over from Dutch to English, so I had some
Sure.
context. And over time, you just learn more words and you just get better at it. Because I basically learned from video games being in English and context
So-
that those give you.
Historically, my family is from Belgium, but they speak Dutch and French there, from what I
Yes, they
understand.
have like a mix. So the north area speaks like Dutch and the south area speaks like French.
Hostile
Oh,
force eliminated.
okay. That's actually one of the countries I do want to hit up when we go to Europe.
Well,
Personally,
it's in chaos at the moment because I don't think it has like an actual government at the moment.
Oh shit! Yeah, well,
Like the issue with like the fact that it's split in the middle is because they have like a completely different system of thinking. Like the French part doesn't want this thing, and then the Dutch part does want that thing. There's like
I
constant
see.
conflict.
hey, it's party politics.
Yeah, except none of the
Nothing.
parts agree with each other, so
Hold on,
nobody
location
ever gets on top.
I see. Purely passive. No, obviously purely passive, but that doesn't work. Especially if you're older. The other problem with learning a language is it's way easier to learn language when you're like young,
Yeah.
and your brain's more plastic.
I've been trying to like pick up any Japanese from like Yakuza, but it's like I can't figure out the logic behind it.
Yo.
It
Well,
also doesn't help that the translations are like 1-to-1. Like they just
or just context isn't there either. Like that's why getting like a translation from Japanese, there's like context and metaphor that just is not
yeah,
there
because
at
the
all.
entire like language is built different from our Germanic or
Germanic, yeah, Germanic and Latin.
We're
Duolingo
almost
is
out of exploration.
Yeah.
We gotta start doing shit.
yeah, Duolingo is definitely a start. I think the best way is immersive learning. Obviously, it's just that if you're really not confident or you don't have a sense of self-consciousness about your language, it's really hard to like go talk to people with a different language. But there are apps out there that you can chat with another language learner of the opposite language.
yeah.
Like, you can, if you're learning Spanish, you can talk with a native Spanish speaker that's learning English and vice versa, which is cool.
Will fall eventually.
Yeah, that's just all languages you just aren't exposed to. Because it's just that English is exposed, is like people just exposed to English so much that most people just pick it up.
Well, I would totally do a Duolingo stream. These Duolingo sponsored streamers, I'll do a Duolingo sponsored stream. Well, I'll learn Dutch. That's what I'll do.
Oh god. I can barely speak Dutch anymore. I speak so much English.
Godverdamme. Godverdamme.
God, I just shot a shotgun while inside of a
I'll
train
just learn
car.
all the. Just teach me all the expletives. That's all I really care about.
All the swears.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of like swears that I'm not even sure if they're like okay anymore.
Oh shit! Yeah, like if they're even like within the space of PC, like even on Twitch or whatever.
Yeah, 'cause I'm not
Yeah.
gonna swear because we do like to swear with diseases like cancer and typhoid.
Yeah. I get that, and especially since there's social context that gets lost when you're doing that stuff. It's like it doesn't have the weight maybe in one language, but when directly translated, it has a heavier weight. You know.
Yeah, that's like different because like swearing with cancer is like one of the hardest swears for like in Dutch. Or at least personally, because so many people are like exposed to having dealt with cancer or having somebody who had cancer. So it's like if you say something is cancer, then it's like wow, that's
Yeah.
mean and offensive.
And that, I mean, but you see that specifically that being thrown around even in the modern internet zeitgeist. That cancer being used as a, but it's more of like a like said in jest almost when they use that.
Yeah, it's lighter in English. Cancer, cancers, and I think it's just lighter tones.
Very good, very good. Well, I know that for a fact that language learning apps specifically that you try to learn any of the
Nominal. Locking target.
symbol-based languages is pretty tough. That being said, I hear learning Korean's alphabet is really easy compared to like Chinese or Japanese.
Yeah.
Good breach. Apex tethered.
I don't know. One of the things I was that's all.
Alright,
It's just
bail out,
the
guys.
not the vocabulary, but there's like the rule sets of Dutch are just it's just really hard.
You're supposed to bail.
I bailed, and now I'm almost dead. Oof.
Like I cannot miss today.
God dang.
Target reacquired. Southeast of your position.
The one thing that's like funny is like how in English and everything it's like fuck is like the basic go-to for swearing, but we don't really use fuck for anything in like swearing. Because it doesn't sound good. It's like weird to say no.
I can get that. Well, I always thought like in like Spanish for shit, it's mierda or mierda.
I think that's French, mierda.
Yeah, Spanish as well. It's something similar to that, but it was like that just sounds like a nice word.
The thing with a lot of swears is it just sounds nice to say. That's the entire point of it.
Yeah.
It's just a coincidence that they're all bad words.
Well, I mean, how you put those sound structures together.
I don't like German, like shit is scheiße, and that's nice.
Scheiße. I say scheiße just because I like saying scheiße.
Our work is done. Taking out these commanders is no small feat, but
My
slowly
Banshee used to say that all the time.
in their forces.
Scheiße.
Scheiße,
Meine Frau.
Yeah, my worst like fear with Dutch is just there's a lot of like rule sets about like D and T and just
Die died.
oh no, it's like just how when words are spelled you can end the word with a D or a T or a DT.
Oh, I see.
and that's just difficult. There's like, I never understood the rule set. I don't know if it's for English. I know like N and A have like a few rules, but I think that just depends on what the last letter is that locks on.
Let's be honest. With the way English is changing, and especially with how conjugations can just be made out of thin air,
Yeah.
or contractions for that matter, it's funny. It's like I say y'all, which at some point is going to, I think, is going to be an actual factual piece of English, y'all, because it's used so much. And I don't see anything wrong with saying y'all, and I don't know.
Well,
that's
y'all is like a dialect thing, isn't it?
Well, there's dialect, and then there's pronunciation. Ain't I only use when I'm saying it in jest, which I think is when I want to put some stank onto what I'm saying or whatever. But I was in the Navy in the South, so a lot of that stuff rubbed off on me.
Yeah.
But for example,
yeah,
so let's say there's the state of Missouri, right?
Missouri, yeah.
In Missouri, people will pronounce, depending on where you are, people will pronounce Missouri, Missouri.
Missouri.
Missouri. And that is a way of them knowing if you're from Missouri or not. Or, for example, there's a town in Washington State. It's spelled based off of English structure. It's spelled like you would say Spokane. Spokne. But it's not pronounced, it's spoken. Or spoken. So
Worcester.
What's my favorite? The worst word to say in the English language is Worcestershire. Worcestershire sauce.
Yeah.
That or I don't know. I think the main thing about the English language is any words that ends in tion. Or those
Shun.
tion, shun. So that has to do with like an establishment of something, or a concept of something.
Oh, action. And
Communication.
Yeah, action, completion. Yeah, those are words that usually deal with concepts,
Yeah.
and that can be really confusing to English learners because there's so many words that end like that, but they don't technically follow any rule when something ends with shun or not. And some people will just add shun onto some word just because
It makes sense.
it makes sense for
Well, yeah, I basically learned my English on like context words, so they didn't have a meaning to me, unless you were like a direct.
We're not skipping dinner. Sorry, one second. Bailey came in here. It's asking if we're skipping dinner. We're not skipping dinner. No, we're not. How about after this game, I will either cook us some pasta, or if I'm too lazy to clean the dishes, we will go grab some garbage. Okay, love you, bye. Sorry about that defect.
I just said that my English is based on context stuff more than
Yeah.
actual meaning of words. So when I see like action, I think of doing something. When I see I do action, yeah, then it's like, oh, this is when people ask for you to do something.
So as a question for you, what do you think of words that end in like ingly or ing with an ly? So surprisingly is an example of that, where something has the context of being surprising.
Yeah,
surprisingly.
I have terrible like skills at like explaining stuff like this, but yeah, I don't know. It makes sense to me in a way.
Okay. I do that all the time with words that and that's a really easy way to make words that just don't exist. because.
Yeah, well, again, I end up like even mixing my Dutch and English sometimes because yesterday I was talking to my parents about the lessons I'm talking are very condensed with information. But here's the thing: is like I used gecondenseerd, which in Dutch means like the water that forms on like windows. But that's
Condensation.
what
Oh,
condensed is.
yeah.
So I was saying like gecondenseerd, and it's like, wait. And my parents were like, wait, you mean something else? No, yeah. Then I was so confused because I was like, wait, no, it makes sense to me. Condensed means it's a lot of information in one place. It's like, oh, like afterwards, I asked the other English people that I know, and it was like, oh, in that sense. I can be really terrible at explaining things, so I'm sorry if I don't make sense.
No, that's you're doing fine, man. I learning language is fascinating to me because I don't have that.
That's something I noticed in a lot of English-speaking people, where it's like, wow, you know how to speak another language. I can only speak English.
Well, there's other people out there, especially in the United States, for some reason, they find it like a mark of like badness when they see someone who's learning English speaking it poorly. It's like, motherfucker, they know more language. They know more languages than you. Fuck you. Doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah, you grew up with it, so.
Well, like, it's like English is a nightmare of a language on its own. American English is a nightmare on its own, and Americans' reaction to people learning the language is a nightmare on its own. So,
I actually, that's why I have a bit of trouble with like conceptualizing stuff, because again, I grew up with English as like a second mother language, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I don't have those weird like conditions of like where I have to convert stuff from English to Dutch and to understand it. I just understand the word in itself.
So one of the issues I've noticed is, so I work at a university and there's a lot of international students, and they have to complete the TOEFL. I don't know if you know what the TOEFL is, but it's the standardized prove you know English test to go to school here in the States, and you have to have a TOEFL score.
Yeah, we have a
TOEFL. And
That's just a shortcut for acronym.
And we had some issues where we found out a group of students that basically cheated on the TOEFL.
Oh.
And the way we found that out is because they were on a group in one of the colleges, and they were basically caught with plagiarizing on projects and papers. It wasn't that they were copying something off the internet. They were copying off, all their papers were the same basically, but it wasn't something ripped from the internet, and they were trying to figure out what the deal is. What they're basically doing is they were paying an English speaking student to be their learning proxy basically. And apparently that person, I mean, you can do that, by the way. It's not, I do not promote it. I don't know if that's technically illegal, but is highly unethical, highly unethical. But they were using someone who spoke English as their learning proxy, but they were all using the same learning proxy.
Oh, so every answer was like the same, basically.
This was in the business college, so the problem with that is, like, there's a lot of papers, and on top of it, and I don't think they knew this going in, but the business college has a lot of group projects. Like, a lot of group projects, because it's a business college. Like, yeah. So, and they have this, like, group projects, and they do the paper, they turn in, they do fine, because it's all one turn in. That'd be fine. But when it came to like individual work, that's where they became the notice.
Yeah, you just had to like actually communicate now.
Right. Anyway, the problem was they did it all the way back. They looked at their stuff, and then they found that they all had near the same exact TOEFL score.
That'll do
And
it.
then they researched that, and it turns out they somehow took the TOEFL with getting really, really close to the exact same questions, like marked wrong and incorrect. Which is, I don't know how they pulled that off, but there's no regulation on the whatever their home country is. I don't think there's a huge amount of regulation on how that TOEFL gets managed, so long as it's official TOEFL. So it was a highly suspect going all the way back to them getting into the international program.
So the thing they used the question marks wrong?
Like, not really like they purposely made questions wrong. It's just that whoever one person basically took the test for all of them, or they were using the same answer group or whatever. But doing that on the TOEFL is very difficult from what I understand. So something was up. Like, and I don't know what exactly, but I've never taken the TOEFL, but I've taken the SAT before, and like it's not like you can just willy-nilly cheat on the
You
SAT.
don't get an answer key, and you don't get the same test as the person next to you.
Exactly. So there was something wrong from the regulation level. It wasn't just the students per se. It was whoever was getting them through the TOEFL. It could have been happening at like that level. Like they might have paid someone who proctored TOEFL to do that for them or whatever. But they were all like back to the same school like area coming out of where their home country was and all that different stuff. It was kind of a mess, and they were trying to determine whether like, you know, how do they do this? Do they just count them with like one infraction or what? And it was like, oh, if you get into it, the weeds on it was pretty rampant.
They
But
can take it again under supervision. See how they do.
yeah. And that's what I think happened. They had to like go, and I've only heard this from other administrators at the university. But that's why TOEFL now, they actually have their own verification body for TOEFL at our university now, where it's like they do their own due diligence. They don't just accept the scores anymore. TOEFL. And for what it's worth, defragged. I definitely think you do well on the TOEFL. Based
so.
off. Oh, absolutely. Like
I mean,
you're definitely
that's-
hyper fluent by all regards. So
This is already
unless,
packed if
like-
one of you wants it.
Unless it's like specific, like, how do you call it? Unless it's like the grammatical rules you have to understand.
you know, I've never seen the questions on it, but it's there to prove that you have the ability to learn via English speaking. So I don't know
you
whether
can understand it and like, absorb the information.
right. And for what it's worth, I've had group projects with international students, and some of them their English was better than mine, and some of them they were literally using like their iPhone to act as an interpreter for them. So some people might have taken the TOEFL, done really well on it, and they probably shouldn't have gone and accepted or whatever, which is kind of a shame. But
Yeah, because they spent all the time just barely understanding the
just prepping the
subjects.
test or whatever,
Come on, Fridge.
and not like, yeah, hey, Fridge, how you doing?
Frag tagged and bagged.
I was in a group in college, and I was in a group with the class I had like joined late, and so did this group of girls, and they're all from China. They're a really good group of students, but and three of them that spoke English really well, and the one of them didn't, and they were all helping her out, and I would really appreciate that. It's kind of unfortunate that her English wasn't that great, you know, being in college. That's really stressful too, and she was really stressed out. And
Yeah.
the project we had to do in this class, it's a management information systems class over like the base level MIS course on how IT works in a business. It's required for all business students. And our subject we had to do as a group project was about privacy. And that really fucking sucks. Because we get into like talking about like information security and privacy and stuff, and I start chatting with them, and there were some of them that didn't fully understand the concept of privacy, like the actual concept of privacy.
Yeah, just having your information private and being secluded about stuff.
Exactly. And
is it more like the actual that they don't understand the term, or it's just genuinely like a
they
culture
didn't understand
that
it in the term in the context of business. Basically, they understood like keeping something secret, and I use that as a term of phrase. Like it's basically like something that you want to make sure no one else knows.
Yeah, so it's basically like a culture from a cultural effect that they
exactly. It was a culture shock, saying like, well, why is it important? And they're like, well, they're trying to explain. Well, I don't want people to know this, and this, but we're like, well, it's more than that. It has to do with people getting hurt and also but like having to like the abuse of privacy, especially that was the hardest thing to do. It's like, whoa, what's up?
Marking intel for collection.
What?
Mystery box bunny?
What?
Yeah.
Oh, it's an artifact.
Pick it up.
I got it, yeah.
Okay, so we can all pick it up. That's just an artifact. Right,
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know if that counts for everybody. I think it does.
Yeah. Oh,
I got one.
Yeah. I thought it was like an item we could use, but no, it's intel.
No, it's just a random look. But yeah, go on.
Either way, the buddy, I had to like kind of explain different examples of how, like privacy violation, because that was like the only way I could be like, I didn't want to be like, well, you don't understand privacy because you're from China, because that's fucking rude.
Yeah,
right.
That's just offensive, basically.
But at the same time, I did sense that there was like, yeah, maybe that is a cultural thing.
That's something I've noticed a lot. That's just so much cultural difference between Asian countries and just Western countries.
Well, I think also the way one is represented from the other also causes that disconnect. Like how America's represented in China, or how China's represented here, and then the in between and all this stuff, the language barrier, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But for this case, it was one of the students in the group. She had been living in the United States for 3 years, and she actually had family in the town we were living in. We're in here, so she was really good at like. I provided like examples. She provided like the context, especially to one of the students in our group that didn't speak English that well. So it was a really nice form of like international group effort and thinking and idea sharing. But I asked them, it's like, well, what is like information's like privacy like for you? Because this is IT, right? Like, I kind of was naive on that, but it's like, their phones are constantly tracked. Like when they get back to the country, like they can't have like, you can't have BitLocker on your laptop when you go to China. Like something as simple as that, or whatever.
That's the file encryption program, isn't it?
Yep. You can't have anything encrypted. And ironically, one of the subjects we had to talk about in the privacy section is encryption. And it's like, well, this literally does not exist.
Yeah, it's not allowed here.
So it was definitely a learning experience for them. None of them were MIS students, which that was a real pain in the butt too. It's like, oh, they're all like marketing or international business, so felt bad.
Yeah. I would not feel safe in a country where I do not have like any privacy.
Yeah. It's especially like nowadays. It's like, where's your privacy sitting? Is it in a corporate hand? Is it in your personal hands? Or
basically everything is corporate hand, because how we're playing this game right now is being tracked by Activision.
Right, and then being pushed
to Discord.
Being pushed out to Google Analytics with all your packets and everything. I get you. It's who owns the the data that you're either willing or unwilling to let go of.
Who's eating my packets?
Who's chewing on my packets? Is it you, Jebediah?
Oh, they face the door all the time. That's nothing new.
Should I voice act a business privacy audiobook? If I were to do any book, that's a good question. Gear. Here's a question: if you had to narrate a book of some level of significant length, it's not going to be like the children's book or whatever.
Yeah.
First, would you prefer to narrate an informational book or a fiction, like a book for fun?
I think I would enjoy fiction more myself, but I'd be open to either. I'm not opposed to doing one or the other.
I'm not doing like other people like. If I'm doing a book like that, I don't want to go through the effort of characterizing other characters too much.
No, you wouldn't. You probably wouldn't be doing that unless it was like you're showing an example. But even then, I don't think you have to go too crazy with it. Oh no, where'd that go?
Over there.
Oh, for fuck's sake! No, thank you.
One of the best audiobooks I've ever listened to was the Dune audiobook on Audible. There's multiple actors doing voices and everything. I would do an audiobook with Gear, absolutely.
Gotta find the right one.
We should do an audiobook of Fear and Loathing. That's our book club book right now.
Yeah.
We'll just you know what? I made a rule that said it should be fiction. And it's definitely not a fiction book, it's an autobiography. But it basically is fiction because he's on drugs 100% of the time.
Nothing can be confirmed if it actually happens.
Well, you
Shoot it.
if you look at the original the serialization of Fear and Loathing, there was like he was doing his write up on the Mint 400 during that whole ordeal. So like he was at that race and everything, and there's proof of him being there and all that.
Yeah.
But like all the other stuff, you kind of have to take his word for it.
Yeah. I still haven't read it because there's no PDF linked, and I haven't like listened to the audiobook.
Yeah, well, thankfully we're doing February to end of March. We're also going to watch the film, which does a pretty good job of.
Kind of busy, reading an actual like information book about network fundamentals.
Oh, what kind of level are you at? Like the subnetting level? What are you learning?
Already. We're basically just doing the MTA like 2010 version or whatever from Microsoft, like networking fundamentals for like the.
I see.
You guys ready to start this mission?
Like just networking and security and cameras, just a mix of like physical cables and actual like programming.
You guys,
Yeah.
You want to start this up or no? I think we pretty much explored most of this.
Yeah, I think we can do the dance.
That's not good. Not good at all. Specimen's still active. I think it's sending out a signal.
It's like a course, like a lot of, because it's like network fundamentals, and then we're gonna do security fundamentals later.
Yeah, I thought about getting an actual cert, like Cisco cert and all that. I'm very critical of certifying officials and tests like that.
Yeah.
Especially for use in employment. I feel like that's
a
self-cert. It's very self-serving. The companies that can benefit from you paying to take a test constantly, and then you have to constantly recert and ugh.
Yeah. I just don't have a job or anything at the moment, so this education is like comes with a job at the end of the period.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So it's like, yeah, I'm gonna do this so I can actually, get a job. Especially in this period of COVID where it's like you can't do much in job anyways.
You're in the Netherlands, right? Yeah. So I actually have. I can be a actual reference for you for one company out there that does do remote support. We can talk about that later, but I can actually be a resume reference for you. I'm totally chill with doing that.
I don't think I need a resume. I think that like the school itself will like just take a contact. They have like contacts in companies because it's like we're getting educated on like a higher level than the average education for IT. So it's like you can get someone who just got the basics and doesn't understand the concept yet, or you can have someone who does understand it and will be able to like effectively apply stuff.
Weird Duck, you got that paid through your job. I wish there was more stuff like that. I got my training on formerly known as System Center Configuration Manager. Now it's known as Microsoft Endpoint Configuration Manager because they can't keep a name straight. And I got that paid through work, and that was $1,200 worth of training right there. Yeah. But that's my thing of it is like, you could, if they would just provide a way for you to have a learning environment, that's really the only thing you need to learn anything. Yeah. But they hide these environments behind these classes that either might be paid for by the employer or not. And it's like, some people don't have the ability to set up a VM and then install MECM or whatever. But if that's all they really needed, they didn't need to go to 8 hours of class. They could just deep dive. I don't know. The freedom of learning when it comes to the IT especially is a real fucking shame.
Yeah, it's a mess. There's like some stuff that's just completely repeated that everybody like should know.
Yeah.
But that some do not know, and it's just the people that do know just sit there for nothing, and the people that don't know are learning something new. Like I have a lot of experience, which is Windows XP, which is Windows in general. So all the UI stuff is really easy to me. It's just I barely have any like use in actual networking management. Because I just connected to the Wi-Fi and Ethernet, and that's my lot at the moment. So actually learning about how IPs and everything like genuinely work is like interesting to me.
So you learned like the OSI model and how that's
I just do want to say it's like very nice to know that this is like words that are actually used, because these books are like really old. They're from like 2010 or something. They speak about Windows 7 as if it's new. I worked on like in IT, and it's like, oh yeah, but the OSI model is like really outdated. We don't use it this way anymore.
I mean, that too. Thinking about it.
Let's see. Going to get some armor, maximum armor.
Gonna get some health. Yeah.
Maximum
no,
armor.
I think there's just a fucking actual like barrier.
Bridge ass.
They're English. They're all English. There's no Dutch version of because they're Microsoft versions.
I see. What I've been doing a lot to learn stuff, I've been using LinkedIn Learning, which you have to pay for if you don't have like something through your work.
To buy it for you, yeah.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but that's got a lot of good learnings on it. What I wanted to do is maybe do a way to like share what I've learned through LinkedIn Learning through our Discord in a way that's helpful. But yeah, they provide like learning files and what are we doing here?
I don't know.
Making sure everyone's ready to gear up.
Got it.
Yeah, we're good.
Appreciate it.
Keep going then.
Private. Yep.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm still like learning. That's the difficult part more.
Well, if you're doing networking stuff, the more complicated stuff is like, at least from my opinion, is doing like the network architecture stuff, like actually planning out what goes where and where.
What kind of diagram you're using on like the star?
The topology of it all is what.
Yeah.
Like, where do you set up your DMZ? Boop bop beep. I don't know.
What kind of routers and switches do you use? How many? how wide's your bandwidth for it?
Right. And so, and how much are you willing to isolate for this area? How much?
Yeah.
You know, you can even get into the nitty gritty of like, okay, what network controllers are these duplexing this way? Are you going to have some controlled duplexing going on? How much, you know? And in most cases, it's like I just want to plug a cable and I just want to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we had like a small like tour to the school I'm in, and they showed like how the servers were set up, and it's like they have the switch and they have it like patched through to a patching, so they can like they turn off a specific Ethernet ports, so you know you can't get like physical text, but it just you know plug an Ethernet cable in both sides of an Ethernet port, and it just loops. So you don't have to get somebody able to like shut down the entire internet by just putting a cable in.
Well, I will say there's something if you're going to get into networking, something that will be really nice to learn for job security. And obviously, all the stuff changes all the time, but learning SIP, SIP.
Yeah, that's getting big. It's already big.
Yeah, it's already big. I mean, it's been big for 4 years, but Session Interface Protocol, which is a media acceptance and transfer protocol. Well, does it do transfer? I always forget that. Either way, SIP is important because that's like what all major VIOP cloud services use for how they start and stop and handle calls, among other things. And it's kind of related to RTMP, but not really. It's just you could say those as another flavor, but we're using it right now through Discord. Yeah, that's right.
Take a sip.
Taking little sips, turning those little vocal packets into really chunky audio bits.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's stuff called SIP trunking, which is finding where SIP transmissions and acceptance goes through, all this different stuff.
Never seen it do that before.
What? The jump and shoot?
Right, it drops like a Molotov, but it goes when it does it.
Location marked.
That was an approximation. It doesn't actually sound. It sounds more like an alarm than that.
Well, SIPs and voice over IP hasn't really been covered yet. That's the problem, because you know we're using those old books, so a lot of like new technologies in the last 10 years just aren't included yet.
Oh yeah, and the mentality of an IT learner, and I'm a low effort IT person. I need to make that very clear. I don't learn unless it's within my purview.
Oh, I brain rot.
And that's it. Yeah, I saw that.
I bought the perk that allows me to brain rot elites.
Be open in it?
Yeah, it's gonna be a challenge.
Yeah, I was waiting for it to be ready.
That was good, Nuke.
Yeah.
Fucking backed into 3 of them. 2 of them.
Zombie.
Yeah, so you're
yeah.
a functional learner, essentially.
What do we get?
Functional learner, but that's not good. More or less, I liked being a jack of all trades, master of none.
Yeah,
and
I'm the feeling I have it as well myself. I like, you know, being able to apply knowledge everywhere instead of just knowing a lot about one thing and then ending up, you know, when I ask it something else, my knowledge is being lost.
Let's keep heading north.
So what I usually do when I learn something, I usually learn the main tenet concepts, and then keep working on it as I feel, not as they recommend or whatever. It helps me stick to learning, because I didn't learn how to actually learn until I was like 22. That sounds terrible, but I didn't. Oh, north. I didn't understand my personal way of learning until I was much older and in a little bit more stable part of my life. And when you go through high school, it's like you have to learn the way they present you information.
Yeah, that's basically that really fucked me over. That really like made me lose interest in it.
And I turned out I'm a lab and emulated based learner. I have to actually have my hands on something and do it.
Yep. I need to have experience with it so I can, have a memory of it. And I can touch it and figure it out.
Well, not even that. It's like I have to like integrate it into like, I have to integrate whatever I'm learning into a personal like life workflow. Yeah. Mainly just so like I can understand the nuance of a topic or whatever. Like, if I were to consider myself an expert on anything, as lame as this sounds, and I think, Gear's probably better than this, but like, if I'm an expert at any piece of software, it's probably OBS. and it's just because I use it so often, and I like messing with it. But I would never call myself an OBS expert, because
there's always going to be like someone that's just going to point out something you're doing.
Oh, fuck you, Gear.
No, I'm joking. I don't know. I'd like to think I know it pretty well, but obviously I didn't make it. I'm not into nitty gritty that far.
Oh, we got bones.
This is gonna be a fun one.
Those were our
West it
people,
is.
team. Settle the score.
It's important because those zombies were our people. Those dead people were our people, not these other zombies. I
don't know what's gonna happen. I have all the perks. I don't know about you guys.
I only have 2 perks.
All right, so you'll get a perk out of this, but the reward for this is usually a perk.
Maybe we get double perks.
It just doubles everything.
They don't stack like that. You gotta be nearby, though. There they are.
Yeah. The fact that a lot of, like, at least in, like, middle school, it's, like, a lot of just theory. Just saying, it's how it works. That just
you watch a video. Let me turn on the TV cart. You'll learn that way, right? Yeah. That was middle school through most of high school. It was just watch the video, PowerPoint.
Yep.
Okay. It doesn't help. Like, also, it's like, if you're a student that asks a lot of questions, you're actually like a pariah to the classroom.
Yeah. Ironically, that's like me in the like my network like education. It's like I keep asking questions and repeating stuff, just like make sure I understand it correctly.
Right.
I'm probably like one of the most active people in the class for that reason.
Well, when I was going through college, I'm a little older than now all the other students. I'm about 4 years older than pretty much everyone else in the class that I was in. And actually a little bit older than that, probably 6. And so I'm like the older guy in the class, and I'm just like asking questions left and right. I don't care, whatever. And I could tell like students get like, come on, I just want to get this class over with. It's like, dude, you're paid for this school. I'm not. So you gotta make use of your college dollars. Sometimes college professors are just dog shit. I get that, but
just doesn't interest you.
Well, some college professors are just cruel.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
It really does matter a lot about the teacher. If they just don't explain it right, or they don't just mix with how you learn, then it's basically just wasted effort.
Oh, I had overhead projectors with transparencies. I remember one. I think it was like first grade. I remember saw a transparency and it had like a copyright date on it. It was like 1964. So I went to Catholic private school for my first 12 years of education, so I know all about the overhead projector cards, the hum they make, and some of them smelled like they were burning as they were on.
Burning light bulbs. Yep.
Yep.
Those are the good old days.
It's the smell that I remember the most.
No, it's the burning dust in the light bulbs. That's what it really is.
Yeah.
Death machine.
Death machine there.
Really good.
All right. That's oh, you carry it. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. You can pull it out. Look. You can walk around with it. As long as you don't shoot it, it'll last, and you can put it away
Nice.
by selecting a different weapon.
Marker, yeah, the marker pet. Let's see. Here's the thing. Let's see. Grade school. So I went to a small Catholic school, and by 8th grade, or before I left for high school, my class size was 10 people. So my graduating class in 8th grade was 10 people. My high school, which is a completely different district that I went to, the freshman class was 250 people, on top of the school having a population around I think it was like 1,400 total. That blew my fucking skull, like seeing that many students in a school, like that ultimate shock to me, because I never seen that before. And so on top of that, I was a pretty sheltered kid. So I like the social aspect of high school was far more to the forefront than me trying to learn algebra or pre-calc and shit. I was like, oh fuck, people, how do I interact with those?
Yeah, these are my friends from elementary. Please help.
And so, well, ironically, two of my friends from elementary came with, and then actually a few of those kids that left my middle school came are actually at the high school, so I got to meet back up with them. So that was nice. What the hell is that?
This'll do for now.
Oh, okay. Swapping out guns.
Those Greek 6.
Unless we're really dying
We got
for
a lot of
stuff.
dollars.
Yeah, I'm gonna say we could probably just go straight for the.
Yeah, we're doing pretty good. It's just because we're talking so much. I'm gonna like pressing the Windows key and seeing it's like 4 a.m.
Escort takes a long time. Oh shit, it's 4 a.m. for you too. I didn't even think about that.
It's 3 a.m. Luckily, it's my day off tomorrow. So,
That's good.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I regret not putting everything forth to learning pre-calc, because I do have a partial interest in getting my engineering degree and going back to school and getting my engineering degree. And I've taken calc all the way to Diffie Q, but I've forgotten it all. I've completely forgotten it all.
I assume pre-calc's like a sort of maths.
It teaches you the quadratic formula is like the main focus on it, and understanding how to get through it and all that. That's basically the main focus of pre-calc.
Yeah, I know middle school. I like or high school. I don't know what it is. The Dutch and English school system are like different, so it's like it's always confused me. But I just never gelled with maths. I just had terrible.
I didn't like math, but I was pretty good at it.
I didn't like it. I didn't understand it.
I hated math because I hated doing repetitive tasks, and all math homework was repetitive tasks.
I do like regret now not being like serious about school back when I was younger.
Oh yeah.
Like, but at the same time, I can't really blame myself because I was in a different mindset back then.
Oh yeah.
I did well enough in math that I didn't actually take any in college. I got everything I needed through high school.
My first time taking a math class after high school was taking a math class in nuke school, and it was like catch everyone up to algebra class. It was so fucking easy.
Yeah, but you know what? Sometimes you need that. Like if like I said, I didn't take any math in college, and my math skills are not great anymore. I mean, I can figure stuff out. I can sit down and do it, but it's like I'm rusty as fuck, you know.
Yeah.
Where
Ducky says-
you know, I never did my homework because here's the kicker. I always had my homework finished in class. When I got like tasks and stuff, I was finished in class most of the time. It was genuinely only math where I had to do it at home, and it's like I got like.
Truth be told, I didn't do my homework, and I failed a lot of classes, mainly because I was sleeping in class, because I had an undiagnosed sleep disorder when I was going through high school. I would always get yelled at for sleeping, and I could not stay awake. And it turns out I had like a, what was it? Is it iron deficiency or some shit? Not exactly sure what.
Anemia?
Either it's anemia or basically it's something with my liver.
You're really tired,
Yeah, something was wrong with. I had a liver issue when I was a baby, and I'm still kind of dealing with those issues now. But I was super sleepy all the time. Also, you know, I had to wake up earlier than everyone else because I lived half an hour drive away from school. I was driving when I was 14. I was driving 40 miles a day just to get to school and back.
I didn't even know you were allowed to drive at 14.
You get a student driver's permit.
Depends on the state.
And Iowa. I mean, there's 12-year-olds driving full-fledged combines, for fuck's sake. Like, yeah.
I mean, that's again different from Europe, because in Europe, I know in America, a lot of the time your parents can like teach you how to drive. Basically, you just have to do an exam. In Europe, you have to like go through an official like theory.
Yeah.
Just in practice.
But you all have a little different roadway rules. Also,
we also have like turns and everything.
Yeah, roundabouts and all that jazz.
And then bicycles and people that cross over all the time. So it's all about busy as well.
But you also, Europe has a little bit better public transportation than the States too. So driving is an absolute necessity in the state of Iowa. Like, you can't get fucking anywhere.
It definitely depends on where.
I've heard sentimental
New York City is fucking
about America,
crazy with public transport.
I mean, I've actually taken public transport to school every time. It takes like an hour or whatever. And I think it costs like €8 or whatever.
Oh.
8, maybe €10.
This is gonna be it. It's gonna be tough.
And I know that just the train itself is like €4 basically.
Perfect.
For the distance I have to travel.
Ducky mentioned earlier, I spec'd in the class of conversation. Here's the thing. I learned how to talk from my mother. And my mom would always kind of embarrass me because she'd always just want to talk to everyone she'd meet because she's always nice. She's a nice old Iowa lady. And that rubbed off on me something fierce. And it's basically, you call it the gift of gab or whatever. I call it the gift of bullshittery. I'm really good at talking shit and everything, you know. Yeah. But
it's a skill I've kind of like learned over the years, just being able to talk to anyone and just talk about random stuff and just keep them interested.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a level of inherent narcissism. I will say that I have always had to work through, but there's unwarranted narcissism. What you're gonna call self-deprecating?
Yeah, narcissism is like egotistical.
No, self-loving. Like, it's narcissistic. I mean, it's like you having an air of importance about yourself, and also like you can talk. Like, look how interesting I am, sort of thing. And that's definitely something that's like, I don't want to say my mom's narcissistic, but I think there's a level of that. They ask all sorts of questions about that too. I also like learning about people too. I am generally interested in other people's perspectives, and
that's the same for me. I love talking to people and learning the views, and just even if it's like in political, because it's just interesting to me. Like what
Yeah.
makes you think this way? What makes you decide that this is how you want to think?
Why are you like this?
Oh, yeah, basically. That's something that a lot of people just don't seem to want to do or don't understand how to do. Just
Sniper rifle.
try and
Give it.
understand why someone thinks in a way.
Legendary sniper.
And it just causes so many like issues with people.
I'm just gonna punch my where's my armor at actually?
Right here.
Armor. There we go. Weeping. You know what I want to do? I want to play D&D. That's my way to. That's my way to change the subject. I want to play D&D.
D&D is good. I prefer
I never played
Pathfinder, I
D&D.
think, but
Well, some tabletop, I suppose, where you can make your own character.
I would have liked to play D&D at some point, but I don't really have the friend group for that stuff.
It's the friend group and the schedule is the main thing.
That's always haunted me because it's like I'm up for everything always, and it's like yeah, but my friends aren't.
are we going more?
I think we should exfil. Probably Bailey's hungry, and I cannot have that. So,
We're nearly fucking 3 a.m.
All right, hop in.
Beaver, please send Raptor 1. Team is ready for extraction.
Watch the health and be ready to bail.
Yeah, I would have liked to like D&D and stuff
Chopper
like that.
inbound for extraction.
I do like those you people who like D&D over like Discord or whatever.
well,
Yeah, like
I would think that probably the better way to do is like if you're going to start out, especially if you're learning it, it's probably better off just doing a one-shot
Yeah.
like campaign, getting the learning in, and then figuring out y'all's schedule from that, and then work your way up to more and more complicated campaigns, and then as a group maybe or as a duo do a full DM based campaign where you write it out and everything during that period.
All right,
Yeah.
bail. Bail.
DDLC cleared to proceed with extraction.
Pulling up death machine.
Spin up your death machines if you got them.
I love that.
Death machine
that's
go
zero
burr.
recoil.
Missing evac.
Nice.
The concept of a minigun is so foreign to people that it's just they don't understand how to animate it.
Good hunting.
My favorite.
Even the that video, the cinematic you see at the start, it's like they have like a minigun and it has zero recoil. They just point it.
Well,
But if you have like a real footage of a guy firing a minigun, it just knocks him back so far.
did you know that the A10 Warthog has to have like a certain speed it goes at before it can fire its main gun because of possible reverse thrust on how the nose tips. It's like built the fucking plane around the gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking. How do we get this gun airborne with ammunition?
Nice.
I got level 23 cryo freeze napalm strike.
I'm just surprised that I prestige in a Call of Duty game. I don't think I've ever done that.
I prestige in Call of Duty MW2, but
I might have in Black Ops. I remember playing Black Ops 1 and Modern Warfare 3.
Trying to think of what I want to spend my last little bit of stuff on.
yeah. Is there a video game where you can just play as an A10 Warthog? Is there a Battlefield game that you can use that?
I think there's like games where that has an A10 water. Maybe Arma.
I would like to see that. I want to see
like
how.
like the DCS World game. That's like a heavy simulator where you have like basically every plane.
I'm not sure. I mean, I wish there was like a form of Microsoft Flight Simulator, but it was all warplanes.
I think that's TCS Wolf.
Yeah. Oh, it is. Okay. There's an A-10 Warthog pilot sim from like 2013 out there. I know. Okay. Yeah. I like that, and I also like forget its name. And I should know this because it's a Navy plane. It's not the Osprey. Which is the one with a giant radar dish on it? Is that the Osprey?
No
I
clue.
wouldn't know.
Get the name of that. Anyway, I like that one because it's got a giant radar dish on it. Ace Combat is not a sim. Don't lie. It's got. It's my favorite thing about is Ace Combat the recent one that came out that had the JPEG dog in it, where they had a cutscene in it, and it was supposed to be a dog, but it's literally like a just a JPEG PNG of Osprey is a helo-plane. Yeah, I forget the name of that one. All right. Anyway,
I know what
I gotta
you're
go.
talking about. This is like massive. It has a massive like dome on the top. Yeah.
Yeah. There's also the Sub Hunter, which hunts for subs. It might be the same plane. I'm not sure. Anyway, I gotta go. I'm gonna go eat dinner. Thanks here for having us on.
Yeah, thank you guys
It
for
was
playing.
very nice to be able to talk.
Actually play, yeah, and to talk and all that, yeah.
Yeah, it was a very nice conversation.
All right, fellas. Peace.
Yeah.
See you.
Right, see you.
I'm getting out of here too, so I'll catch you later.
You're not gonna stream anything after this, or
No, I'm gonna be done.
no problem.
So, see you.
I see you.
All right, chat. Well, thank you for chilling. Thank you for the subs. I know Fist and I think a couple other people did as well. So thank you very much. Welcome back, Fridge. Nice to see you again, man. And yeah, I might stream a tiny bit before D&D tomorrow. I don't know. If I do, it'll be just a little bit of Crash, most likely. But either way, hopefully I see you then. And yeah, you guys have a good night. Hey, thanks for making it all the way to the end of this video. I know that some of the VODs can get a little bit long, so I do appreciate you sticking around. I'd like to ask real quick if you have a friend or someone close to you who you think would like a clip or a portion or even the whole stream, please feel free to reach out to them and share this with them. I'm always looking for more respectful people to come hang out and have some fun. If you've already done that or want to help me out some other way, feel free to check out the video description for some other ways you can help support me. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.